Well, Blicky, it's time to welcome our very first guest to the WNBL show this season. We've gone to the top. Someone in the team of the week. She led Perth to their first win of the season at the weekend. And it's a very big hello to Amy Atwell. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Ames. Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Now, it must be a good feeling this week after getting that first W. It had been a little bit of a tricky start for the Lynx.
Yeah, definitely. We struggled a bit round one, which was kind of to be expected. It was the first time we were really together as a whole team, but definitely feels good to finally get that first one off.
How did it feel for you to play your best WNBL game to date? 3-game career so far, but hey, it was a good good performance. Did it feel good out there? Are you starting to get a bit of flow?
Yeah, definitely. I just think the chemistry was better as an overall team as well, and certainly helps when we're all kind of hitting shots and stuff like that, and it definitely helps when you have someone like Lauren Scherf who's just going to find you wherever you are.
Tell us a bit about the dynamic of the team. I'm sure when you agreed to sign with Perth, and we'll talk about that a bit later, but just the prospect of playing alongside Sammy Whitcomb, I'm sure, is pretty enticing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She's a legend, and she kind of came to Perth and has built her career up from the NBL 1 league and has gone and done amazing things and has had an amazing career and will continue to do so. And just that experience, even at the WNBA level and the 2 championships she's won, is just something that I couldn't pass up.
Now, Amy, obviously being new in this league, is there a player that you're super excited to match up, play against, or even a team that you're excited to play against?
Obviously the obvious one is Lauren Jackson and the Southside Flyers. Obviously grew up watching her, and just to be able to share the court with her is going to be an unreal feeling. Other than that, it's kind of just I'm excited to play every week.
Can you believe that LJ is playing? Because, yeah, exactly. Your face says it all. Like you would have grown up watching her, and then the way that, you know, everyone's paths have sort of taken them, that you're back playing in the WNBL for your home state, and here she is returning to basketball at age 41. You're going to play against her.
Right. It's crazy, and you can't even describe it. Never thought this day would come. But yeah, it's super exciting, and just it's great for the league and for women's basketball around Australia.
Vision this, you end up getting the ball out on the wing. Lauren Jackson has switched on to you. What are you doing next?
Passing the ball.
Great question.
Intimidation. That's why we have LJ on our team.
Off to Sammy Whitcomb. Now, you are a WA girl. I remember Ryan Petrick, your coach, telling me pre-season, and he's been at the Lynx for a while as an assistant coach and now in his fourth season as head coach. You've been on the radar for a long time. So how did it come to fruition that you'd come home to Perth and play for your home state in the WNBL?
Well, it kind of all happened pretty quickly. He had mentioned that once I started talking to him, he was waiting till I finished my college career and kind of closed that chapter of my life to reach out. And I was in LA. I was having chats with my agent, obviously. A whole bunch of teams were getting in contact, and then I just got a text from Ryan. It was like, hey, we'd love to have a chat. And then it was like the next week or two, it was like, okay, well, Perth is a real option here, and if I have the chance to come home, then I'd be silly to pass up on it, I think.
What's it like to finally play in front of family and friends after so long? And when was the last time you played in front of them?
So I was lucky enough that my sister, mum and dad came out in March this last year to Hawaii to watch my senior night at college. But before that, it had been 2.5 years since I'd played in front of any of them. But to be able to have my grandparents, school friends, old basketball teammates come to the first couple games already is just an unreal feeling.
And obviously getting a taste with the WNBA with the LA Sparks this year, is heading back over to the States still big on your mind, or is Europe, maybe staying in Australia? What are your thoughts going ahead?
Right now, I'm just kind of trying to take it one step at a time, see how this season goes, put my whole focus into this season and having the best season I can individually and as a team with Perth. But definitely getting over back to the States is definitely high on the priority list and something I definitely want to achieve.
So on reflection, can you talk us through being drafted this year in the WNBA and then starting for the Sparks? Because that is just incredible, wild, magical, dreams come true.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was like the week or two leading up to the draft, it was like, okay, I'm one of like 100 and something girls on this list and there's like 36 that are going to get taken on draft night. And I'm like, what are the chances of that really happening? And then kind of as it got closer and closer, I was talking to my agent. I was like, okay, this is a real possibility. And then I was like, okay, I better have get some friends together to watch the draft. So if anything does happen, at least I'm not sitting there alone in my room. But yeah, it was an unreal feeling being surrounded by some of my closest teammates and closest friends and having my name called out on national TV. It was just like, did that really just happen? And then obviously 2 days later, I was flying out to LA, starting training camp with some of the biggest names in women's basketball over there, the Neko Gumakeys, stuff like that. It was just a whirlwind, and it was like I had to pinch myself like, wait, am I really here? And then come opening night against defending champs in Chicago, Fish was like, yeah, Amy, you're going to start tonight. And I was like, excuse me? So, yeah, it was just an unreal opportunity and something I'll never forget about and never take for granted kind of thing.
Being drafted to the WNBA or signed is one thing. To get your first minutes is another. But how do you garner that self-confidence and belief to go out there and start when you are playing with and against some of the best ever in women's basketball? And I think as women, we all have imposter syndrome at different times, and often it's not warranted. But how did you garner that confidence to just go out there and play your game?
There's a little bit of like kind of two mindsets I had. First one was everything I've done, all the hard work I've put in has led me here. Like, I'm here for a reason. I got drafted for a reason. Somebody saw something in me. I made this team. I started for a reason. And the other side of it was I was just someone out of a mid-major in Hawaii, wasn't meant to get drafted. Not many people expected me to be there, so kind of had nothing to lose at the same time. So it was like, one, I've done the hard work to be here and someone's believed in me, and two, I have nothing to lose at this point. So
I love that mindset. And I think it's such an Aussie approach as well, that, you know, got nothing to lose, but also backing yourself in, that you're there for a reason. Talk to us a bit about your college career, and I'm more interested to know how it shaped you as a person rather than a basketballer.
Yeah, well, it was a long one. I was over in Hawaii for 6 years with a redshirt year with some injuries, and then COVID happened. Off the court, I just grew so much as a person. Having to move halfway across the world at 18 years old on your own is already going to kind of make you grow up very quickly. So obviously just that aspect of it shaped who I am and kind of made me grow. And I would, at the time, I wasn't too keen on moving halfway across the world and kind of starting a new life almost, and definitely struggled with that at first. But looking back on it, it's one of the best decisions I ever made, and I'm super happy for my coaches and parents and stuff back here that kind of pushed me to go.
So do you see Hawaii as your second home, and you think you'll try and get back at some stage? Yeah,
definitely. A lot of my best friends are over there. I think everyone kind of knows that. Everyone that's gone to college basketball knows that you make some of your best friends over there because you go through literally everything together. So some of my best friends still live over there. I'm still very close with the coaching staff. So it is kind of home away from home, and we'll definitely get over there any chance I get.
Being home amongst family, friends in your home city, I know you love the beach, all these sort of factors. Do you think it sort of presents a great environment to really continue to develop your game and soar, I guess?
Yeah, well, that was definitely something that went into my decision of coming home and playing for Perth in the first place, was just familiar environment. I'm going to have everything in my corner I need to kind of take my basketball career to the next step and use this time to get as good as I can get, basically. And just have that support system around me, my friends, my family, kind of familiar with the ins and outs, I guess, and kind of just not have to worry about the environmental part of basketball.
So what is life like for you without basketball right now? Coffee shops, beach, take us through your daily routine.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually much of a coffee drinker. So in the morning, I try to get up and go either do some sort of workout, lift or shooting, and then I'll come back and make some lunch. We normally train afternoons, but if we do train in the mornings, I try to get to the beach in the afternoons. My sister has a border collie, a very cute border collie. So any chance I get, I'll go walk her or grab her and take her to the beach and stuff like that.
I love this life for you, Amy Atwell. I think we can twist your arm on the coffee though.
I've tried to twist my own arm. I was over there and
okay, I'll take that.
What is wrong with me? I'm 24 years old. I don't like coffee. Everyone's told me for the last 6 years, it's okay. Once you hit 20, you'll like it. Once you hit 22, you'll like it. Once you start working, you'll like it. But I don't know. I just can't get over the taste, and it just does funny things to my stomach. So
you have to start slowly though. You've got to start on the mochas. Have you tried the mochas?
Oh, I've tried the mochas, and I can drink it to like, if I have a mocha, I can probably get like halfway through it, and then I'm just like, nah.
You haven't spent much time in Melbourne, so I think we can pull some arms here, Blicky. And when Amy gets to Melbourne at some stage, we'll get her onto some good coffee.
In saying that though, I think if you're not a coffee drinker, you are not a coffee drinker. It doesn't change.
Oh, I'm not.
See?
No, I think when you discover that you're not into it, you're not into it. You can't do it.
I'm just not prepared to give up hope on it.
Okay, this is your new mission for the rest of the season.
I'm going to put it on my vision board with my goals for 2023. Get Amy Atwell drinking coffee.
New Year's resolution.
Yeah, New Year's resolution. I think we can do it. Speaking of goals, as we wrap up, Amy, I've got an Opal here with me, an Olympian, a World Cup bronze medalist. Do you have aspirations to play for the Opals?
Oh, 100%. I think that was kind of the first thing. That was the dream as a little kid when I first picked up a basketball. I've kind of said this before. The WNBA was great and I'm really experienced, but that was never day one goal. That was kind of just an extra perk that happens along the way. And now I've obviously changed my goals and I want to get back there. But like growing up as a little girl, first time I picked up a basketball, I was like, I want to play for Australia. That was the ideal end goal. And that is somewhere I'm hoping to get to.
That's the answer we were looking for. It's been so great to chat to you, Amy. We're so rapt to have you in this league. I think it's a real feather in the cap of the Signet WNBL to have a person and player of your calibre and experience playing in this league for the first time. Thank you so much for joining us on the WNBL show, and we wish you and the Perth Lynx all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure being on you.